Welcome back to the Living to Him podcast. We are continuing in our series titled Being Vitalized for a Normal Christian Life and Service. Today we have sharing by Brother Andrew Yu on 7 points of vital living. This is from a fellowship given in Anaheim, California on December 29th, 2007. If you would like the full audio, you can find it at livingtohim.com.
Okay. The living of a young saint at present is not up to standard. But what is it to have a vital living? In the past 2 years, I've shared in various occasions with some saints, and I brought out 7 points. Number 1, have a schedule. Have a schedule. Schedule that you get up, schedule that you go to bed. You know, when I start telling the saints about that, they frown. They said, when did Brother Lee ask us to have a schedule? I can quote you at least 10 places where Brother Lee says, you need a schedule. But people think that for those that are in Grace Garden, for them to fill up a schedule, that's normal. That's right. For the full-timers to go on campus, for them to fill up a schedule, that's right. That's correct. Well, for me, you're asking too much. We're working saints. Our baby get up middle of the night. Well, it doesn't matter what kind of arena you're in. You need a schedule. And you know why you get up and you rush and you forgot things in the house and then you want to do 3 things all together at the same time and then you get frustrated and then you start getting angry. Why? Because you don't plan your day well. If you plan it, then you won't get into this bind. And the reason is, well, the fact is, once you get into job, nobody does planning. You just go from day to day. You don't plan your time, and you don't plan your money. Those are the 2 big problems, 2 big pitfalls. Number 1, have a schedule. So in my training, I asked these working saints. I emphasize that. I said, you're not full-timer. I know that. But I asked you to fill in the checklist. Why? Because that's the way to be healthy. Number 2, morning revival. And I'm not talking about 3 minutes of just chanting through the Holy Word for morning revival. I'm talking about having a quiet time. 45 minutes is not too much. If you're a manager, even management training course tells you that you need to devote half an hour to an hour every morning to have a quiet time. Not a believer. You just have a quiet time to sort out your life and to sort out what you want to do. Listen, if an unbeliever knows the benefit of that, we don't practice that. I don't know how many of you are practicing having a quality morning time alone with the Lord. You did that in the training. Why did you drop it? When did you drop it? You say, oh, I'm busy. Well, I'll tell you what you're busy about. You're busy with 2 things. Busy with your job and then busy with the church life. Meeting. Mainly you just revolve around those 2 things. Running from job to meeting, from meeting to job, and then go to bed. Well, you gotta listen to this. If you don't have a proper morning revival time, it's very hard to build up a proper living. First thing about time management is you need a quiet time every morning. Instead of the things leading you by the nose, you got to lead them by the nose. You have to set the priority. Even non-Christians talk about the need of a quiet time. If non-Christians realize the importance of a quiet time, where are you? For a lot of us, there is no quiet time. Number 3, you need to set aside some time every day to get into the pursuit of the truth. When you were in the training, you consider that as normal. When you're a full-timer, you think that that's what you need to do. When you're taking up a job, you think that is optional. You think that is optional. Listen, if you want to be a normal Christian, that is not optional. You need to set aside the time to get into the pursuit of the truth. Get into a reading program to get into the life study or the high-peak truth or some other reading material. Get into a program. Don't just pick and choose, and don't just think that by attending a 6 days training, you redeem the rest of the year. You don't redeem anything. The fact that you gave yourself 6 days to a training, that's only for those 6 days. There are still 360 days that you have to take care of. Even a reading program of just studying the Bible book by book, by going through the references, even that is good. And I hope that Living Stream in the coming months will come up with a good program. Well, actually, Bible for America already has this Read His Word program. We need to do this both privately and corporately. I don't know how many of you take the initiative of get together with a few of the ex-trainees. When you get together with ex-trainees, you go to Starbucks. Forget about it. Get a program of joining together with a few ex-trainees to read through a program. I was so happy when, I think it was in Minneapolis, I shared about the need of getting into the truth. And then one term of ex-trainees, they through email bind themselves to read through a book, one life study. And they did that about a month or 2 months' time. They encourage each other to read through a book. Even the worldly people, they encourage the city of Denver, 1 book a month, encourage all the library to encourage all the citizens to read through 1 book together. Well, we say, oh, get into the truth in a general way. How much are you really getting into the truth? Face it. Number 4, have a regular time, 3 times a week, of getting with your prayer partner to pray. I'm not talking about a lot, just 3 times a week. Just get together with prayer partner and pray for the Lord's interest. You pray, burden will come. You pray, you'll be keen to know about things happening. Not just a superficial calling on the Lord, but praying to intercede. How many of you know the ministry of intercession? You read the book, but how many of you are in it practically every week? You need to have a ministry of intercession. Number 5, have a set block time every week to contact people either by going out or by inviting people in. You need to set aside definite time to take care of people. You think that's your job when you're a full-timer. You think that's not your job when you're not a full-timer. That's the weakness. That's the weakness. The 95%. And we got to switch that around. Let the non-full-timers do the full-timers thing. Let them take care of people. Number 6, faithfully going to all the church meetings, not dropping any of them. Then number 7, be sanctified in how you manage your finance. This subject is broad and general. We need a group of people who are very serious about putting this matter into practice. Even the world has a special group of people, financial management, to help you to manage your finance in the worldly way. We really need a group of people, church financial management people, not help you to how to make money or how to donate money or how to set up a living trust like those Christianity, denominational finance management. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how you can experience the Lord through this matter. There's a lot there. There's a lot there. It is a test of how much you trust the Lord. It is also a test of how much you love the Lord. I like to, some says, oh, well, we should ask the saints to set aside certain dollar amount. I like to start a practice of having for the next 3 months, next quarter. Every time you have to spend money on something that is not regular, that is, not daily shopping, not daily food, not paying the utility. Anytime you need to buy something, whether it's even buying a gum, pray about it. So, Brother Adam, we sign up for this program, that every time we buy something extra other than our daily necessity, we pray about it. I'm not saying that you use it or you don't use it, you buy it or you don't buy it, but every time you do that, you pray about it. At least do that for 3 months. I'll tell you, it will sanctify your living very much. Very, very much. This kind of living I just mentioned, we need a group of, both for full-timers and the working saints, we need to set the priority to live this kind of life. Set this as a priority. This is the God-man living in practicality and reality. This kind of living is not just for brothers. It's also for sisters. In the morning, they rush to get the kids out of the house. At the end of the day, they rush to get dinner on the table. Well, that's their life. Do they live the above kind of life? I'm not talking about necessarily doing all 7 things. But what about 2? I'm concerned that some of you don't even have 1. I like to get into the science of this kind of living and confront all these issues face to face. Don't hide. Don't sweep it under the carpet. How do you live in all these things? The MP3 that we put out, it's one way to reclaim your transitional time. The time when you go to work and the time when you come back. That's an hour there. 1 Peter talk about the time and the manner of time. And the manner of time is the kind of time. That means there are many kinds of time. There's quality time, there's block time, there's residual time, there's transitional time, and there's junk time. And some of us, we just give the Lord some junk time. If you don't get practical with your time and money, you will never get practical about anything. And then everything becomes terminology. They just fly over your head. In one sense, some of us are very busy, but if you sum up what you do in a week, perhaps it's all consumed between your work and the meetings. But even some of the meetings are a waste of time. They just go through the motion, go through the routine. Every meeting should have a definite goal and a purpose. If you put a magnifying glass on your time, a lot of it is waste, trim, fat. We need to be focused in on what we're doing. If that purpose is prayer, then pray, kneel down, and pray in a good way. Don't just go through the mum motion. Where are the money-making full-timers? Money is nothing. Don't consider money to be that big. The Lord doesn't need your money. However, you need the sanctifying work in touching your money. You yourself need the salvation. It's not that the Lord needs it. When Moses threw the staff on the floor, he let go of what he depended on for his living. Then when he let it go, he realized that that is a snake. That's the true picture of your job, your money, your family. But then the Lord said, pick it up by the tail. That means after you have dropped the things that preoccupy you, you need to pick that up again. But pick it up by the tail. This time, pick it up by the tail, and they will become useful to the Lord. Your job can be very useful to the Lord. Your money can be very useful to the Lord. Your time can be very useful to the Lord. But depends on whether it's by the head or by the tail. Instead of being led by the nose, we have to lead it by its nose and pick it up by its tail.
Thank you for joining us today. To hear the complete recording and other messages, please visit livingtohim.com. If you would like to receive regular updates from us, please subscribe to this podcast and join our mailing list on our website. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, where our handle is @livingtohim.